Hey there everyone, welcome back to the channel. We got some more Fire Emblem Heroes on tap today, and that is because, number one, yesterday was Zophia's Call, that summon video. Tomorrow will be the Elise summon video that I have been waiting weeks, months for. And then Thursday we will probably get a trailer, if not Friday, for the new October Legendary Hero Banner, which means today, Tuesday, or whatever day you're watching this, that means we're going to be going live with some predictions for that. Now, if you guys have seen this video series in the past, I used to only cover like Legendary Mythic predictions, but I have recently started doing more normal special hero tracking that also appear alongside those, so I'm throwing those in as well. Of course, if you want more in-depth stuff on that as well, there will be a hero tracker that comes out the day the banner goes live. So if you want to keep up to date on when stuff is coming and how and why, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. Anyway, let's dive in. So this month was a bit of a humdinger. Last month was pretty much a knockout. We only missed it by 2. We didn't have Spring Marissa or another colorless unit, but I thought the Legendary was going to be colorless, so there's that. This month also kind of seemed like that, right? So we only had 5 guarantees, which is honestly, compared to some of the months we've had, pretty light. It's a very light Legendary Mythic banner. So for blue this month, we have Legendary Lucina and Legendary Azura. For red, we have Legendary Ryoma. For green, we have Legendary Hector, and colorless is Legendary Alm. So what does that mean? Nothing is locked. Literally nothing is locked. Blue has the most with 2, and other than that, each one has a rep. So it feels much more like the early days of Legendary banners, probably like month, I don't know, 8 of the first 8 months that we did these, because we only have 1 rep in each color. You remember the days where Legendary Robin was only available every month for colorless? Like, that's what happened. This is kind of reminiscent of that. So my predictions are going to be just a general pool, and I'll narrow it down for you. For blue, we've got Fallen Berkut and Spring Marissa. Now, I feel as though Bunny Rissa is going to be here this time. She was not in the last banner, understandably, because Valentine's Soren took the blue spot for that. So Fallen Berkut might show up. We did have Fallen Corrin last month, which means that whole Fallen banner, that is now in the potential pool for Legendary and Mythic representation. Red, you'll notice I only have 1, and that is because I think we're looking at a red Legendary Hero this month. So you've got Legendary Ryoma, that means we've got a Legendary spot taken up, and then just 1. And it's Valentine's Ike. Like, everybody else from the Valentine's banner has been repped in the Legendary Mythic pool. It is going to be Valentine's Ike. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So if you've been waiting for Valentine's Ike to show up, like me, I have a minus attack Valentine's Ike, which I would very much like to fix the bane on that for. So he will definitely be showing up, and then I will go into my candidates that are likely to be representing the Legendary Hero this month once I get through all these guys. So moving on to green. We've got Picnic Felicia. We've got Ranulf. Remember Ranulf? He exists. It's been a long time. He is actually outside of Lathe, the last rep that we're looking for from that Out of Gallia banner. And then Yarn. Kajel made a surprise appearance last month from the Fates, or not the Fates, the Awakening Children's banner, and so that banner, much like the Fallen one, is now also in play. So Yarn is definitely an option in here. And then for colorless, we are looking at potentially introducing a new seasonal banner. I know it doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but it was in fact 5 months ago. And if you go back and look, typically from the month that the banner debuts, the special banner debuts, we usually get a rep from that banner 5 months later. So these Bride banners, the Bride banner showed up in May. It is now October. June, July, August, September, October. Hey-oh, 5 months. So that means more than likely we'll be seeing Bride Fjorm pop back in. Conveniently because, colorless heroes are a rarity at this point. And then we've also got Fallen Tiki. I'm pretty sure she is also a guaranteed in for this. Like I said, we had Fallen Corrin last month. Tiki, thankfully, was another colorless unit from that banner, and that means we have another colorless candidate. The issue that you're going to start seeing with colorless units in the near future is a lot of them started getting demoted. So units like Brady, units like Mercedes, they got demoted to 4-star, which means they are not going to be included in a 5-star exclusive pool for Legendary and Mythic Heroes. Yikes. So it's going to get real competitive for colorless heroes. Typically, I think the easy fix is just like make the Mythic or Legendary colorless, which I've ranted about before. It's very easy for them to do that. And then also Claude. If you can believe it, after the Fallen banner, Claude is the next normal 5-star exclusive colorless unit. So July. Late July. So that's a bit of a deep dive. And I will repeat it just before I go and narrow this field down. Red, you'll notice I didn't select a normal 5-star hero. So this year, in fact, we have not yet had a normal 5-star new hero in the Legendary and Mythic pool. It hasn't happened. So it would have started with Tibarn. We also had units like... I don't think Keaton. Keaton was not in it. Eden, she was not there. Lath has not made an appearance. And it's honestly just because there are so many Legendary and Mythic 5-star or red heroes, basically. And I don't think they're going to start reintroducing them now, because it would literally be almost a year later that Tibarn shows up. And they would start from the beginning. So I don't think that's going to happen. The upside is that those particular units do tend to show up more in like skills banners. If you kind of go back and look a little bit, they do typically show up more often in those that pop up a couple times a month. So, win or lose. I think Tibarn's been featured in at least 2 or 3 banners since he debuted in some skills banners. There was a headband voting gauntlet that he was in. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff where they just kind of show up randomly. So they are still present. They're just not in, the Legendary and Mythic pools. So that is why there is no normal. So if we kind of go through here, I don't think we're going to be looking at Fallen Recruit this time, and that is mainly because Marissa is one of 2 units that are left in the Spring banner that haven't been on there. The other one being Paula, who is red, which obviously you can't have because Valentine's Ike has to come first because Valentine's came before Spring. So that kind of narrows her out, which means we're kind of just left with Spring Marissa. Yarn is also one I don't think we're going to see this time around, mainly because we haven't really had a chance for a normal, non-special green 5-star exclusive hero to show up. And so that means it's either going to be Ranulph or Yarn. Again, Ranulph came before. They follow that order. They wouldn't put Yarn back in before Ranulph, unless maybe they will. And then that's just... IS has just ruined any kind of pattern that I could possibly decipher. Either way, I'm going to go with what I think I know and say that we're going to have Ranulph and Picnic Felicia here. And then for the colorless, it's too soon for Claude. It's too soon for Claude. They're going to have to figure out what they're going to do in the colorless pool. Maybe they'll throw like Brave Camilla in early or something. I don't know. But they definitely need to figure out what they're going to do in colorless. Unless we're looking at like back-to-back colorless units that are going to be Mythic and Legendary. So that means, of course, that we have Bride Fjorm and Fallen Tiki showing up here. So that means for the blue pool, we have Legendary Azura, Legendary Lucina, and Spring Marissa. For the colorless pool, we have Legendary Alm, Bride Fjorm, Fallen Tiki. In red, we are looking at... green. Green, we're looking at Legendary Hector, Ranulf, and Picnic Felicia. And then red, we are looking at Legendary Rioma, Valentine's Ike. And one of these three contenders, I think, are the most likely candidates that we'll see. And I'll kind of walk through why with each one. We are looking at Seliph. I know what you're thinking. We just had Julia. And we did. That's a very true statement. We did just have Julia. However, we have a new Cypher deck coming out in mid-December. And that means before that comes out, we will have one Legendary Hero and one Mythic Hero. And that's it. December, obviously, would be the end where we'd have a new banner. It would be a Legendary Hero, not a Mythic Hero. But this is kind of our only chance to kind of follow suit with Cypher, and I know they tend to do that most of the time. Reason I say that is Cypher is going to feature 3 houses, and it's going to feature genealogy. Guess who's on the cover? Take a guess. It's Seliph. So, there you go. More than likely, we're looking at the Seliph possibility if that is, in fact, going to follow that suit. Who else do we have? Celica. This is kind of an obvious choice, and I don't really know how I feel about it. We did just have a Valentian banner. Those patterns have happened before where we have a Legendary Hero or Mythic Hero kind of introduce a new banner or a special banner, and vice versa. The special or new banner introduces the Mythic or Legendary Hero. This could happen. I mean, Alm is in the banner, so there's that. They occasionally kind of pair them up, kind of like Roy and Elwood. So the potential is there, I guess. She could be a red tome. Obviously, Seliph is sword. It is possible. I don't know how likely it is. It just seems a little too perfect, you know, and that's a lot of Valentia on top of that. We did just have the Dance Banner, which was also Valentian featured. I don't know. Maybe they're really digging their heels in. I don't know. It could be another like Tellius instance where it's just a lot of Tellius all the time. Maybe it's a lot of Valentia all the time. Who knows? But it could be Silica. I think she is a high potential candidate for Legendary Hero this time around. And then we've got Corrin. Hear me out. Hear me out. Remember all those reasons I gave you as to why it would be something more than anything? None of those tend to fit with Corrin other than the fact we've got Azura and Rioma both in the banner. Male Corrin does, I think, typically follow suit with the birthright story, whereas female tends to follow more of a conquest story. But historically, that's the word I'm looking for. Historically, the new Heroes banner that we get in November is Fates. You guys remember Drift? That whole situation? That happened last year. And then the year before that, we had another one. So I want to say we're getting a Fates banner again. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Historically, we have had that first month of the first banner in November is a Fates banner. I think it could be a Revelations-based banner with some of those exclusive units featured in that one rather than a Birthright or a Conquest mode. And I think a Corrin, a Legendary Corrin, would kind of help seed the way for that. So if I had to take a guess, I would say it might be Corrin. He makes a good candidate to round out these three. Very different unit potentials, by the way. I don't think I've seen this diverse of a spread from 3 very different games that I've ever picked to potentially be a new legendary or a mythic hero. But that's what it is. That's what I got. I don't know which one's most likely. I'm leaning towards Corrin. I'm leaning towards legendary Corrin, and then legendary Seliph. I think. It's kind of between those two. Silica, I think, is my third because it just seems too easy. It seems too perfect. There's so much Valentian happening everywhere. And I honestly think that the Valentia banner that we did just get was kind of following suit with the Hall of Forms. You know what I mean? So, there's a reason they picked those units for Hall of Forms. That's all I'm saying. But that could mean that we're getting a legendary... I don't know. But that's what I got. This is what it is. In the comments, let me know what you think we are going to be looking at for a legendary hero. And of course, we will have the reaction video live. Maybe we'll do some bingo. Maybe we'll do some banner bingo. We haven't done that in a while. Maybe we'll bring that back. Let me know if you want that brought back. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below or to the side or wherever they live on your viewing device. Let me know who you think we're going to be looking at for the next legendary hero. And it will probably happen Thursday. So thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, if you want to. It's up to you. No pressure. And I will catch you next time.